Yo, so it's been a very hectic week. We
Plug.
just had the Feast of Tabernacles, and then we also had the Day of Atonement, which we went over in one of the vlogs, I'm pretty sure. I took a couple trades. We took 2 trades on GU. We took a sell, which we may or may not go over. We took a sell order. Well, we took 2 sell orders, actually. Both got stopped out. I forgot to move one to break even because it was during the Feast of Tabernacles, and I wasn't really trying to do any type of work. So I don't even know why I took the trade, but it was a decent setup. Both were trying to confirm the range, but we did not confirm the range, and we just broke the range like today. As I'm recording this, we're just now breaking the range, so we're gonna be looking for buys. I've gotten some new insights on GU and what it could possibly do, like from the fundamental aspect, just taking thoughts from fundamental traders, and what they're seeing is that there's a high potential that Trump is looking to make the dollar weaker, which would boost the economy because over like of the overall picture, and that's really the gist of it. So for me, that supports my decision with buying GU because we're, for one, going into a uptrend, and then as well we're looking to do rate cuts, which I don't know what that means, but from the fundamental traders aspect, they're seeing a short on the US dollar and longing against everything else. If you're a fundamental trader, let me know what you think about the economy and what rate cuts could mean, and what a 50 basis point rate cut would be like, 25 or 100, because it's all speculative at this point. Other than that, I don't think there's been any market news that I've missed out on. I've had Bloomberg on the TV, and I also have the app on my phone, so they'll send notifications through whenever anything breaking news comes through. Like right now, they're talking about securing a TikTok deal. Trump said something about new tariffs on China. China revolted against that, or not revolted, but said some comments against that. And other than that, there's been some political unrest in America that I've seen, which was unexpected. But other than that, there's been nothing really happening in my sector of things. Because, over here, we don't focus on politics. We're not political whatsoever. You could almost say, well, you could say I'm apolitical. And we focus only on financial data, technicals, and possibly even fundamentals. We're just learning a little bit about that. So if you're new here, welcome to my forum or my trading journal or whatever you want to call it. It's just I do daily vlogs, or really weekly vlogs, or whenever I do vlog, I, talk about my trading journey and, just the things that I feel like doing that are related to trading, because my entire life is related to trading. But you guys already knew that, the ones who are, y'all regulars, and y'all just be here, you feel me, chilling with Dan. But other than that, I don't really have any other updates. There's nothing that I have planned to go do other than taking buy orders on GU. So the account is just about minus 100 about right now. I don't have my phone on me, otherwise I'll show you guys. But we're at just about minus 100 on the account, or something a little bit lower than that. Well, probably like $50. I'd say about $50, minus 50. So less than 5%. But within the past 2 weeks, we've lost just about 10%. And that's off of 2 trades, because for the first setup that we took on the sell on GU, I got hit out by spread, and I had to re-enter because of the sheer fact that I can't just, I can't let spread dictate what I do. If market price didn't hit that, market price didn't hit that. So that happened. And then my next trade, actually, I don't think I lost 10%. I probably lost like 7.5%, something like that. But probably for the month in total, like including August, like the end of August, we'd be looking at probably about 10% in losses, which is not a big deal. In each trade we make at least 12%. So, I'm not tripping off that at all. Now, it has been brought to my attention that I do need to buy a new camera. So I'm going to be looking to grind out the trading months, because we're going into an uptrend. So this is really the time to make money. So if you're a new trader, I would suggest, start learning how to trade with trend. And right now we're going into that trend. So for the past like 5 months, we've been in a damn range. And then the tail end, it started to turn to a little choppy. So if it didn't buy up today, it was going to be choppy, and I wasn't going to trade until it broke either to the upside or to the downside, because I just didn't have time for it. When the market began to not react to the range levels at all, but instead just, you know, do whatever it want to do, that's when I'm out. I'm not dealing with it. I'm gonna go do something else. And now I'm diversifying my portfolio a little bit more, so you're gonna see a little bit more on this channel. We also have stocks that we've invested in, and then we are also going to get back into futures. So I'm gonna open, well, I have a futures account, I just need to fund it. We're gonna look to fund that to about the same equity of the Forex account, and then also do the same thing with stocks. Well, stocks will have a little bit more because, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna do, but there are some it's like a little, I would call it like my index fund, because I'm picking stocks that I see perform well and that I personally like, and the price action looks nice. I'm going to be picking those stocks, and that's going to be my personal portfolio that I hold with my brokerage. So you're going to be seeing a lot more on this channel. It's not just going to be Forex. It's just whenever I'm taking anything trading related, because I'm completely invested in the scene. You know, there's also crypto moves that end up happening, but crypto is very slow, and it really just depends on whenever I'm investing in crypto. And very soon we're going to be showing like crypto profits. So I'm going to be doing like daily withdrawals based on the equity that was made, and it'll be like taking loans against the percentages that are made. And when I say taking loans, it's not taking loans from someone, but taking loans from my crypto portfolio, and then, you know, lending to myself at like a 5% rate, 10% rate. So then, you know, I'm replenishing that money that was made, and, you know, keeping the wheel going. You feel me? You don't want to kill the chicken if the chicken is able to produce the eggs. So you just want to, you know, wait till you get more chickens and they produce a lot of eggs, and then, you know, you take one chicken out. You get what I'm saying? If you're a farmer, you definitely know what I'm saying. But yeah, that's really all that are for the updates. So I'll catch y'all back when we take a trade. Hopefully we do take a trade. Oh yeah, they are doing the rate cuts this week. So that is in 2 days. That is on Wednesday. I just checked the Forex Factory calendar. So that's when they have it listed. It could be earlier. I don't know. I have my eyes on Bloomberg as well. I don't know if you can see that in the background, but I have my eyes on Bloomberg, and there's a high potential that there's going to be a 50 rate base rate, whatever the fuck they call it, right? Cut, and I want to see how that's going to affect the market. There's a high potential that there is someone short squeezing the market, right? That's what this is my theory, that there's going to be someone who has, you know, he's a big player, right? He's just like, boop, sell with like crazy lots, my guy, crazy lots. Boom, drop the market down, and then buy back up off of the same news candle, right? So if that happens, I want to be there, because I'm thinking about it. I'm like, somebody got some bands, and they know there's a high chance that somebody is going to, like, there's a high chance that people are going to buy off the strength of there being a rate, a rate cut, whatever, right? High chance. So that's the easy way to make money, right? Sell down, buy back up. Am I going to be selling down, buying back up? No, I don't got enough capital to do that. But for me, personally, what I'm looking to do is buy at the lowest price, because I see us going to about the twos. Based off of what I've heard from other fundamental traders, and based off of technicals, and based off just the whole economic scene that we're looking at right now. The things that are happening in America, you know, like I'm kind of banking on the pound a little bit here, as well as I've seen the pound perform beautifully over a myriad of currencies today. So we got GJ up to 200, like high 200s. We have GA in the twos. We have EG down. So like, the pound's gaining strength. I don't know what for. I'm not really well versed in the pound. Well, the UK's economy. And if any of you are versed in the UK economy, please join the Discord. The link is in the description. Completely free. It's like it's just a community. You know, if you want to get into VIP, you can. That's up to you. I don't really care. Having some more information from different traders is important to me. You know, I want to have a community to where I can talk to individuals and we can, sharpen our swords. Iron sharpens iron. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, we'll check back in whenever I do make a trade. Or if I don't make a trade, I'll just update and let y'all know what happened with the rate cuts. And I know I haven't uploaded the last vlog, so you're gonna see a vlog from like, I don't know, I think it's been like 2 weeks or a week and a half. I don't know. It was right before the Feast of Tabernacles, and I was like, yeah, there's gonna be no work done, and there was literally no work done. I did upload gameplays though. That did happen, so bear with me. This vlog, well, I should be like back on my regular upload schedule. I'm trying to get things back in check. Having a bunch of wine and, a bunch of food and, heavy food and everything like that. Haven't been able to be at my 100% to be able to, be pulling 8 hours, 10 hours over there on the CPU, making some decent edits, which I don't really edit too much in the trading vlogs because I want to keep it, a little raw, so y'all can, get the real me. But yeah, I'll catch y'all when whatever the next update is. We don't know what that is. We took the trade on GU. Now we got in on a buy I would say a little early. But let me pull it up. Or we could just see what it looks like. So it's not going to show exactly what my order is, but we got a buy order right here. This is basically what I'm seeing, and it's more detailed on the computer, but we'll only go on the computer if, it plays through. Right now we're in a little bit of drawdown, and I'll update you guys as things go on. So news does come out, I believe, a little bit later on in the night, like during London session. We have, let me grab it really quick. For London session, we core. No, we actually have nothing. Oh, okay. I mean, claimant count change and average earnings index, which normally doesn't affect the market too strong unless there's like something crazy that has happened before. If y'all do remember that one time where it was the lowest number or the highest number, something like that, since 1988, and that affected the market crazy and it ended up spiking down the entry, stopping me out, and then shooting back up. But going into New York session, we have core retail month over month, and we also have retail sales month over month. But then other than that, the next is CPI on Wednesday morning, and then we have the FOMC economic projections and the federal funds rate, which is going to absolutely shake up the market. So that is what we will be waiting on. That'll essentially be the next update. Of course, that is unless the trade makes any type of movements within, the next day or so. So let's say TP gets hit by London, then I'll come back, hop over here, update y'all, and then we'll probably end the vlog there. And then we'll start a new one for like the beginning of something new, because the federal funds rate, them cutting basis points, that's going to be something huge. That's going to absolutely move the market. Which way? We don't know yet, but we will see. So let's just find out together. Okay, so far we are in GU, and I'm going to be moving my stops to break even coming soon whenever I start doing something. So right before I start recording my videos for my gaming channel, I am going to move my stops to break even. I am waiting on FOMC to make their decisions, because that does come up not too long from now. We have the federal funds rate right here. It's expected to be a 25 basis point cut, but there is a possibility of either staying the same or going lower. That is what Bloomberg is reporting right now. Then we also have economic projections, and FOMC statement, and then also the press conference, which does move the market. So anywhere from 1 to 1:30 is going to be a very hectic moment. And during that time, I'm actually going to be recording some videos. So it's the best thing that I can do. And then we also have monetary policy report, and we have the bank rate as well over here. So this is also going to move the market. So if the bank rate here stays at 4% and this one goes up this one goes down to 4.25%, it's going to be interesting to see what does happen. As I've stated before, I don't know what the hell is going to happen. I don't understand what this means, but as time does progress, I am going to get better, because I do believe in, my ability to think. So we have our take profit alert set at 1.37365, and we'll see how that does move up. But currently we're up just about 2 to 1. a little bit higher than a 2-to-1. So what is this? About 60 pips. So if we're risking 25, we're just over a 2-to-1 right now, and we're looking for a 5. At about 3-to-1, we will start trailing our stops. So, going under the next low, which will be here at 1.36298. But I'm giving it some room to breathe before 1 p.m. But of course, once 1 does hit, I will be, well, right before 1 o'clock. So like 12:58 or something like that. I will be throwing my stops at break even to protect the position, because we don't know if there will be slippage. We don't know how much the market is going to move based off of that noise. I have no clue. This is going to be an experimentation process for me, and really just learning as we go and just see what happens. So they cut rates, and they were actually looking to cut more rates. So it just happened. You see it's 103, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as you can see, this candle has taken off. We are pretty close to TP. I'm contemplating whether or not I'm going to hold through, because remember, we do have the GBP monetary policy that's going to be coming out, I believe, London session, this upcoming London session. And there's a possibility that if they hold at the same rates, we can shoot up even higher. I mean, like high 37s, possibly even 38s. Now, we are currently up like 97 pips, and that equates to a couple $100 or something like that, or I think so, right? Let's see. Yeah, 231. It's about 231. And we're going to be moving our stops below this new low that was created, and we're going to be trailing it up as we continue to go. But as expected, the Fed cut rates, and we're looking to go further. So Stephen Myron is kind of stirring the pot a little bit. He did comment and say that, well, he dissented and said that he wanted a 50-point basis cut instead of it being just a 25-point. So we'll see how this does move forward in the coming hours. Now, there is still the conference that is going to be coming up, and I believe Jerome Powell is going to be there and going to be speaking, and that could also shake up the market as well. But overall, we're still bullish. We're heavily bullish, and you guys know why we're heavily bullish, because the higher time frames show that. But I believe it is time for us to go into an uptrending market. Now, I've been waiting for this for a very long time. I have been waiting, and it seems that we are going into that era where we're going straight into an uptrend. So hopefully that prediction is correct, because if it is an uptrend, I'm going to swing the hell out of this position and continue to enter in on margin and move from there. So the goal is to have our stop loss placed at our current TP and let that thing ride. So if it can do that, it goes up by additional like another 50 pips or so, then it's secure. We can hold out on any ebb and flow in the market, and that's really what I'm looking for. Now, I am in the middle of recording another video. We were just recording a gaming video, but I stopped for a moment just to see what the news would be saying and how much volume was going to be transferred into the market. And it is exactly as I predicted, which was bullish momentum. So very exciting, and we'll check back in a little bit later after TP is hit and after the decision is made. So after the press conference, and I believe that's happening. Let's see, when's the press conference? In about 23 minutes. So we'll know what they're thinking in 23 minutes. And the press conference, I don't know how long it is, but it's going to be a bunch of questions, and we'll be recording during that time. So I won't be having any updates during that time. We'll just be playing a game. and chilling, and we'll probably hop off the charts for that. But as you guys can see, we're nearing TP, and I can assure you, at minimum, we are going to be closing in profit. We already have our SL at break even. We're going to be moving it to below that low momentarily here, and we'll be going into the next week, which today is, I don't know what today is. I have no clue. Actually, I do. It's Wednesday. So, wonderful, wonderful. Let's see how high GU can go, because the dollar is getting really weak. Well, I guess everything went according to plan. Not really. So, I'm guessing during the FOMC conference, they said something, turned around, and took me out. So remember, I said I was going to move my position to 1-to-1 secured, which was right below that low, right here, literally right below the low. 15, or no, what was it, 30 minutes later? Because it was at 1 o'clock even. So 3:15, 3:30, 3:45. So 45 minutes later, it comes down and takes out those lows. Now, strategically, I placed my stops there because I said to myself, surely there's no way we will take out those lows. I stand corrected. So uptrend, don't know yet. But because it is, I think it's Wednesday, I'm not trading anymore. I'm done for the week. That was silly. It almost reached my target. We were very close. I could have closed. I probably should have closed. But at the same time, there were no indications for me to close. I was going to close before news. Well, I was going to close before the GBP news, the monetary policy like we spoke about. But I did not expect the FOMC press conference to move the market that much. And I guess that's on me. So we'll be back next week and we'll see what we do. But I don't see a point in trading if the market is going to be this sporadic. But I mean, I guess we made $50 today, whatever. I mean, profit is profit, but holy moly, it went from a 4x to a 1-to-1 just that fast. Just insane. So I'll catch y'all whenever the market decides to fix itself and, be something tradable that I can, capitalize off of. I don't know if I have to be more cautious with my exits or what, but finding levels of resistance that are that strong, that just appear out of seemingly thin air, it's tough, but it is what it is. I should have closed. We were above the 37s. I was trying to push it to 37.3 in the anticipation of a continuation, because a movement like that, we already secured the movement with the lows. So from these lows, I was already secured, and I was like, okay, we shouldn't really come back and test that hard. What I was anticipating was like a 365. I was anticipating a 365 rejection. Like, we come down to that area and then do a possible turnaround, not a full 100 pip retracement. So it is what it is. We're going to be ending the week off with a loss of equity. I believe we started with 2,700 and we're closing with 2,655. So we'll see what the next weeks bring. But September has been ass. August was okay. And the month before then was just as shit. July. So we really haven't had a chance to really move much. Now, previously, from the months of February up until just about June, we were eating. And that was before we were documenting a lot of stuff. I was trying to do like at the end type of situation. So right now is the time for me to just sit on my hands and just not trade. And I'm a little bit upset, you know, when you get that close to winning the trade and that close to profit, and you know you're thinking about closing, but I honestly wasn't even thinking about closing. I'm just going to be completely honest. I had no reason to. Maybe if I would have watched the FOMC statements and kept a close eye on the market, I probably would have closed. But at the same time, I would have been waiting patiently to see, like, okay, how far down are we going to go? Because I was anticipating some type of drawback, but nothing that fucking insane. So yeah, I'm done. I don't like this market that we're trading in right now. This has been the most sporadic, ugly, insane time to trade. That is what I do have to say. It's been the most insane time to trade because it just makes no sense. It's arguably the hardest time to trade. And this has been ever since tariffs have been enacted and just this whole world news stuff going on. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But I'll catch y'all in the next vlog. Like I said, whenever that may be. It's whenever I take my next trade or whenever I'm eyeing my next setup. But for right now, we're done. After that, we're definitely done. Because that was the one. I have no other places that I want to get in the market on. That was the position that I was looking to get in on. And I was going to swing that position, like I said. And we were looking to just, you know, wait for the next low. And enter in off the next low. Go completely off margin. That's trading for you.